Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interactions. We have the 2020 feature, Sports with Brian Camp, and Entertainment News with DJ Pete. So settle in with coffee in hand, and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and what a Friday it is. Thank you guys for being with us. Welcome aboard. It's the Coffee Hour. My name is Frank Allan, and we are here for another Friday as usual. We're here every Friday at this time, and we're here in New York City because that's where we originate. And we're going to be right throughout this whole entire hour. We're going to be with you. And just in case you're just joining us for the first time, well, let me explain something to you. Of course, when we come on the air, we invite all of you as guests, all of you who are watching. You can join in conversation. You can talk to me personally and to others who come into the room. And we throw out topics. And if there's something in particular like you want to talk about, we would be happy to listen to you. All you have to do is just type it in. I'll see you right there on the big screen. And we'll entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. A lot of you guys who come in, and even those who come in for the first time don't want to get involved in conversation just yet. They want to feel it all out, which is good too. But they rather stay and just watch the show for the entire hour. Now, a lot of people can't spend the entire hour with us. We understand that, but we would love you to do so. But whatever time you could spend with us, it would be great. Now, a lot of you may be at work right now. And if you are, you could be taking your coffee hour at this particular time, right? And if you are, take that coffee hour and stay right there at your desk and multitask, right? Enjoy the coffee hour for about 15 minutes, right? Your coffee time, your coffee break. And then when that coffee break is over, when you have to go back to work, you'll still be at your desk, right at your computer, and still watching us at the same time, which they do called multitasking. That's chewing gum and walking at the same time as well. You can do it. I know you can. We've got a lot of things cut out today in conjunction with talking to you as well. We have our regular routine that we always do on the coffee hour. For instance, this particular half hour, we have what we call the 2020 feature. Now, 20 minutes past the hour, Brian will kick off the 2020 feature with sports on Sports Update 20 past the hour, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And then later on, 22 the hour, DJ Pete will be here discussing information about entertainment and reciting all of the birthdays of people who are celebrating, people of notoriety, and we have all of that too. We also have for you, later on in the program, Turner Classic Movie Picks of the Week, my picks of the week for the weekend. And that'll give you guys who want to collect movies for the weekend and you want to catch up on old movies, well, I just want to add to your bucket list of movies to watch this weekend. A whole lot of stuff going on too. And as I said, it's you and me and all of us together. Now, remember that all of the thoughts, the expressions, the opinions, and all of those ideas that we express on this show does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people from Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, and other broadcast facilities. So after we got that all out of the way, it's time to get started with the show, right? And as I always say, what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? So, excuse me while I shoot up. Oh, it's nice to have a little jolt in the morning, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be coffee. We call it the coffee hour. Your preference could be tea, right? Or cocoa, hot chocolate, anything, you know. But as long as you're here enjoying with us, that's the most important thing. We have so many things to talk about today. And again, we want you involved in that. Now, if you're going to talk and chime in with us, and we hope that you do because we love hearing from you, give us your weather forecast. If you're from another country or another city in the United States or anything like that, we always ask you for your weather forecast of the day to find out what that is so we can kind of share it with other people. And see what your weekend's like and where that weather is going to take you over the weekend. we always ask to do that. That's not mandatory. We only ask you to do that if you so desire. We hope that you will. But for those of you who are living in New York, where I live, any part of New York City, somewhere in there, I have the forecast that I will take care of. I will take care of it for you. So you guys dodge the bullet. You don't have to do anything like that. So we're just asking for the people who have who are entering from different parts of the country or different parts of the world or whatever, wherever they're from outside of New York City, to give us their weather forecast. We hope you do. We hope you do. We got so many things to talk about today. And first thing I want to say is thank you, thank you, thank you. Why am I thanking? Of course, I thank you good people for watching us each week, but I also want to give special thanks to the people, the men and women of the armed forces, because today is Veterans Day. And so you didn't know that, right? Today is Veterans Day and it falls here on a Friday. I'm glad it did. So it'll give me time to say it in real time to each and every one of the people who serve in the United States Air Force or Army or Navy, or Marines, any of those branches you served. We want to thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Today is your day. We're dedicating this show to you today because today is your day. And those of you who are out there who are veterans, shout it out for me so I can acknowledge you. I really would like to do that personally. I want to shout it out so I can acknowledge you. Type it in. Just say I'm a veteran, and type in where you served, whether you served Army, Navy. It doesn't really matter. The most important thing is that you served. So we want to acknowledge you. So those of you who are watching, men, women who have served in the armed forces, please let us know. Whether you're serving right now or have served or even about to serve, just let us know. We would love to acknowledge you. So happy Veterans Day to each and every one of you. And while we're at it too, we want to talk about something else that we're acknowledging too, which is this whole entire month is Native American Heritage Month. Native American Heritage Month. That's what we're celebrating too as well. We've got a lot on our plates to celebrate, right? And we have a lot to celebrate. And me being part of the American heritage, because I do have that in my blood, and I'm proud to say that. And I am also proud to acknowledge the fact that this is Native American Heritage Month. So I'm pretty sure there are a lot of celebrations, a lot of things to learn about. I've been online on Facebook, and I have gathered so many great American Heritage Month material, and so many Native American websites, particularly on Facebook. They have a lot of them. When I find out what they are, I give them a like, because when they pop up with goods, I want to read and catch up on what's happening. There's so much to learn about the Native Americans. After all, they were the first settlers of this country. So we will acknowledge that in conjunction with Veterans Day. So thank you guys for joining us once again. And if you're just joining us, it's the coffee hour. It's 8 minutes past the hour right now. And we are going to be with you until the top of the hour, the top of the next hour. So wherever you are watching, wherever you are listening, you may not share the same time zone with me, but keep in mind that anywhere you go around the world, it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter. We're right there. Any city, any country, we're right there because we're worldwide, we're global. And of course, you can watch us anytime. So if you're taking a trip anywhere, take us along with you. We're going to be right there, no matter where you go. Now, those of you who are watching us on Facebook, you already know that we come to 3 different places. We come on Facebook, we come on YouTube and Instagram too. We're live on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, of course. And those of you who are watching us on Facebook, take the time right now to tag all of your friends. Tag this show. You can tag this show to all of your friends or some of your selective friends, right? And tag this show to them. They will get the notification. They're online. They'll see it. And of course, they'll know it's from you, and they'll take the chance and they'll just click onto that notification, and it'll bring them right here to us. And this way they'll get a chance to see what's going on here, get to know us. And if they like what they see, like what they hear, and like the communication that we have here with all of us together, they'll come back again and again. And we invite you guys who are new to make this your weekly habit. Don't make this the last time that you come back to see us, because you don't need a union card. You don't need any kind of identification of any sort. All you have to do is just be here. And remember that you are just as important as the people who have been here for a long time. Now, also, if you're watching us on YouTube, we want to advise you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And this way, when you subscribe to that button, that red button where it says subscribe, if you're watching us right now, subscribe, click onto that button. It doesn't cost you a dime, not a cent. All you have to do is just click onto it and you're in like Flint. And that'll give a chance for you to know us, get to know us. And when you click onto that, that will also give you the opportunity to know that when we come on the air live, or if we post anything and you're online at that particular time, notification will pop right up letting you know that we're on the air. Now, a lot of people do forget that we come on the air, and that the purpose of that subscription or subscribing will give you the opportunity. It gives you that opportunity to know. And that notification comes up and he says, oh, yes, I forgot all about it. Let me click on it right away. So do that and share it with your family and friends as well. And those of you who are watching us on Instagram, thank you for watching us as well. All you have to do is to continue to follow us. So I want to just say hello to all of you people who are in the shadows right now, not saying a word, but that's okay. We love you just the same. And we want you to stay with us for the entire hour and have a little fun with us. It's always nice to do that. And so now that we have all of that out of the way, we talked about that. A lot of things in the news. I'm pretty sure you guys had a chance or an opportunity to vote. I hope you did. And of course, election day is long gone now. It's in the rearview mirror, but they are still, what they're doing now is still counting the votes or tabulating the votes that they have to use. This is Walgreens, calling with a reminder about your prescription. Okay, we'll cut that off. I don't know. It's kind of a personal call. We don't need that. Okay. Okay. We are here, as I said, and we're going to be here again for the entire hour. And those of you who plan to be with us, don't forget, if you're going to chime in conversation, give us your weather forecast, and we hope that you do. All right. I'm going to give you my weather forecast too. Talking about that, you know, that's one of the things to do. In New York, it's not bad, but we're going to get some rain, and I think all of this is coming from Hurricane Nicole. Yeah, she's gonna give us a little spritz or two here in New York City. So this is what we have right now as we speak. You know, the weather was still a little nippy outside. It's 66 degrees, so that's not really nippy. It's 66 degrees at the moment. That's what we have at the moment. And what it looks like, I noticed before I came on the air, the sun was trying to break through, but it's not going to happen that much today. As a matter of fact, the temperatures are going to go like not too far from where they are right now. Rain today, high 67 degrees, right? We have 66 now, 67 degrees for the high. Winds will be south-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of rain will be 90%. You have rainfall near 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to get a sufficient amount of rain coming along today. For tonight, periods of rain will have a low 67 degrees. Can you believe that? A low 67 degrees. Is this true? I mean, it's 67 degrees for the high today. How there has to be some mistake here, right? It's 67 for the high today. And tonight it says 67 for the low. Okay, so we have a steady temperature going on. Anyway, winds will be 5 to 10 miles per hour. There has to be some kind of mistake there. 5 to 10 miles per hour. I'm just reading you what they have here, and this is all I have here. South at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of rain will be 80% for tonight. For tomorrow, we go higher up in temperatures, but it would be better off. Partly cloudy skies. Will have a high around 70 degrees. Winds will be west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. For Saturday night, well, we have partly cloudy skies and partly cloudy skies early, and will become overcast later during the night. No rain in the forecast at that particular point. Low 49 degrees. Winds will be west northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And as we wrap up our weekend, headed for Sunday, you're going out to church. You don't have to worry about the umbrella. You can leave it home. You want to take a jacket, though, because it's going to be cloudy skies early, followed by partial clearing and much cooler. So take that jacket along with you. We'll have a high around 54 degrees, and winds will be northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Repeating our current temperature for today, we have 66 degrees, and it will climb one more, 67, the highest. Who knows? It maybe go higher than that. Who knows? But that's the weather forecast for today. And those of you, again, who are going to be chiming in conversation with us, please give us your weather forecast. Let us know where you are at that particular point so we can convey the same thing. I like to compare notes, as far as weather forecasts go. I like to compare notes. It's always nice to do that. And this way I can tell you mine, which I already did. You can tell me yours, and then other people around the world, across the country, they can give us theirs. And we kind of compare notes. And I do hope that your weather will be good for the weekend. I'm just hoping that your weather will be good for the weekend. We'll hope and keep the fingers crossed, and keep on trucking, as they always say. Okay, as we say, we always have so many things to talk about. You heard in the news? Have you heard this? All right. Now, we're broadcasting on Facebook as well, as I said, and other places too. The big news that came in the news over the week, Mark Zuckerberg announces that Meta is laying off 11,000 employees. 11,000 employees. Now, Mark Zuckerberg, you already know he's the owner of Facebook and the owner of Instagram that we also broadcast on, and also the owner of WhatsApp. Okay, but he's laying off 11,000 employees. That's a lot of people to lay off. And a lot of those people went on Facebook, posted on videos. And some of them there were emotional, and, they didn't say bad things or anything. They were just saying, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I have my daughter, I've got to take her to the hospital, or things like that. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, a bad time for anyone to be laid off of a job, a very bad time to be laid off a job. Because as you already know, Thanksgiving is just around the corner. That's just a couple of weeks away. And of course, Christmas follows that, a month later. And people are looking to buy gifts and spend a lot of money, and even take vacations or take trips to other loved ones' places to celebrate the holiday. And with that, you can't do that without money. And so therefore, you've got things that it makes it very difficult, without a job. So they're laying off all of these people. Economics, really sets in. I don't know, there's so many things. And then now they're talking about another recession on the horizon. We don't know about that. We're keeping an eye open on that. But a lot of people are losing their jobs. But these people, they went on Facebook and other places to express their feelings and maybe reach out to other people, which is a good thing. For one of the good things about social media, you can reach out to other people and they can give you advice, or maybe you can find another job through other friends, things like that. But we hope that the people who were laid off actually, find something quick so they can go about their holiday plans. And it's the same thing with Elon Musk. He laid off all of those people on his media. Twitter. He already bought Twitter for $44 million, right? All right. Now he came in and he went in there like gangbusters, laid off a lot of people. And then later on, found out he made a mistake, so he asked some of the people to come back. Whether they're coming back or not, we don't know. But it is a bad time for people to get laid off. And we hope pretty soon that, they rebound from all of that. I want to talk more about Twitter, but right now I want to go over to Charlotte, North Carolina. Brian Camp is over there, and he's got the latest developments in today's world of sports. I told you, Brian, we're going to get this rain coming, and it's going to be a sufficient amount of rain, but by the time tomorrow comes around, it all clears out. How's it going over there in Charlotte right now?
Well, it's 73 degrees out here. It's raining. It's going to rain all day today. I don't know if Hurricane Nicole has anything to do with that. I'm pretty sure it does.
It does.
And so but the weather's mild. It's 73, but it's going to be rainy, and got a little maintenance to do with the fishies. Got to take care of that fish tank.
How is that going?
Oh, that's going well. I haven't done any maintenance in over two months. So so got to clean them up. Got to clean both of my tanks. I got a little baby tank too, as well too. And but the rain is coming. It's going to rain all day. It's supposed to stop around 8 o'clock tonight. So it's a busy weekend for me with sports and with a lot of other things that I got to do. The holidays is coming up. I got to buy all this meats, and and it's gonna be some, for now until the end of the month. There's gonna be something else to deal with, but it's for fun, for family, and for love, and we're looking forward to it though. But like I said, it is 73 degrees. Good morning to you, to everybody out there who is tuning in. And happy Veterans Day to all, especially to you, my brother. Happy Veterans Day to you. You put in over 50 years in broadcasting. So I salute you.
That's not the same as working for the military.
It's not the same, but
broadcasting is important and entertains people. Yeah. But we're talking today about the people who put their tails on the line for us,
of course,
every day, and still continue to do so. I salute those people. Those are the
But it's people like you and Bob Hope who entertain the soldiers throughout the years. I'm not saying you entertain the soldiers, but I'm pretty sure that people in your industry have done things like that. So yeah, so you deserve to be saluted. You're right. The military is something different. They protect the borders of our country, men and women, and I salute them as well, more than anything else. But but for anyone that puts in the time to work in for a long time, they are veterans in their craft and what they do. So yes, I salute you. I salute the soldiers. I salute myself, for just doing whatever I can to contribute to this great country called the United States of America. So yes.
Amen.
All right. So on to sports. In the NBA, the relationship between Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets is likely about to be over. Now, I don't know if he's going to continue to play for them. Right now, he's suspended. Nike announced that they cut ties with Kyrie Irving. Last Friday, they had him suspended, its relationship with him. They canceled plans to release the next signature shoes. Now he works for Nike's endorsements. It was a part of a massive fallout that followed his tweeting linked to a film contains anti-Semitic material. Now the Nets also suspended him, like I said, for 5 games. I think he has one more game to sit out. And he signed with Nike back in 2011 and had a signature shoe since 2014. So his annual endorsement is at least $11 million. So he's not going to see that. Kanye West is another entertainer who's no longer a billionaire. He's, his fortune has been cut some. He's still living comfortably, but because of how he feels about certain things, whenever you put yourself out there on the line, and I respect for people that put themselves on the line for the right cause, it shows you that money isn't everything. And I salute him in some ways, but in many ways, I don't agree with what he says and do. Same thing with Kyrie Irving. So that's where we stand. Now, in the WNBA, Brittany Griner is being transferred to a Russian penal colony. It's a move that her family has dreaded since Griner's conviction of drugs back in August. Her lawyers do not know where she is or where she is heading. Now, Russia's penal colonies are often grim. They are cramped facilities. They have watchdogs. The process is taking a person to a penal colony is conducted in secrecy in Russia with relatives and lawyers and often unaware of where a prisoner is being sent for several days. So we don't know where she's at right now. We will hopefully find out something soon. We just don't know when she'll be released. She is presently serving a 9 to 10 year sentence. So that's where we stand. The National Football League is going to turn into politics. Former running back and candidate Republican Herschel Walker is in a deadlock tie with incumbent Senator Democrat Reverend Raphael Warnock. Now, the runoff is going to be for the state Senate of Georgia, and this will hopefully, I think they say it was going to determine who controls the Senate. So the runoff is going to be December 6th. As soon as they found out that there's going to be a runoff, they started immediately campaigning. Immediately. That's how this is so important with this here government and the Senate. See who controls the House, who controls the Senate. So that's where we stand right now. More details to come. Congratulations to Dusty Baker and the Houston Astros for a World Series champion. His first championship for Dusty Baker as a manager. He's waited for so long. He's been in baseball for over 50 some odd years. He finally won his first championship. We're so happy for him. And congratulations to the Houston Astros. This day in sports, November 11th, 1946, the New York Knicks played their first Basketball Association of America home game at, where else? The Mecca, Madison Square Garden. There's only one place. When you come to New York City and you want to see a game, you don't think about the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. You think about Madison Square Garden. That's where concerts, performance, everything you could imagine. I had my first experience as a young kid. My family took me to a Sly and the Family Stone concert. It was the time he was getting married at that concert. And I was wondering, say, what is that smell? What is that smell? And the next thing I know, I got popped in the mouth by my mother. It took me a couple of years to find out what that smell was. It's to some people, it's some feeling nice smell and everything. There's some, and then there are times where people may think differently. That's illegal. Now it's legal now. So, but you know what it is by now.
You could say the word marijuana.
Yeah, marijuana. We don't know if there's any little kids watching, but yes, there was some marijuana. I didn't know what it was. It just smells funny. And my mother just smacked me in my mouth, told me to turn around and be quiet and listen to the concert. And that's what I did. So in 1997, the WNBA announced its franchises in Detroit for the Detroit Shock and the Washington, D.C. Mystics. They were to start their season in 1998. Birthdays today, 1937. Let's go to the videotape. Warner Wolf. Birthday is today. Warner Wolf. If you don't know Warner Wolf, it's something wrong. Warner Wolf is a famous sportscaster. He's still going strong. He worked at WABC TV in New York and at WCBS TV in New York. He's been mainly around the DC area and mostly of his career. He was born in Washington, DC. 1986, former Giant, New York football giant Victor Cruz, wide receiver, was born in Paterson, New Jersey. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports.
I had the pleasure of working with Warner Wolf for about 15 minutes or so. I was working at ESPN for a short time. And I had the pleasure of working with Warner Wolf. What a nice guy. He was a nice guy. He was very patient and very welcoming too, which made me feel comfortable when I was there. But I only stayed at ESPN for a very short time. But yeah, he's a nice guy. Is he still working? I don't know if he's still working.
I think he's still working. I didn't see no retirement. I know he's not in the New York area. He even had a small stint with the Don Imus show too. He was on the Don Imus show doing sports for a while. That was a while ago. That's way back then. And but yeah, so he's not in the New York stations. He might have retired. I'm not quite sure. But today is his birthday, so we say happy birthday to the great Warner Wolf.
They say how old he is?
He was born in 1937. So I guess we could figure out the math. We're 22. So that makes him 87? No, 80.
I suck at math, so it'll take me a while. I'll get there.
85. He's 85.
85. Yeah.
85. This is year 2022, and he was born in 1937. 85 years old today.
Well, he put in some good time.
Yeah.
I used to watch him all the time when I was younger. He used to work locally here in New York on WABC TV. He did sports there at night for when they did the eyewitness news reports, and he did the sports sections there.
Yeah, he worked for CBS and ABC News, nightly news, and he's legendary.
Yeah,
he says, his famous thing: "Let's go to the videotape." Everything goes to the videotape. Yeah,
I love to watch him when before he did his report. You know how the anchors used to start making jokes and start laughing before they start getting into what they were getting into. When they make the segue from news to sports, and he would come out with this hearty laugh, right? And then after the laugh, it was his face, his laugh expression will suddenly drop, and he gets right into the sports.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was quite a guy.
It was during those days. Living in New York, you had Warner Wolf on one station who was doing the sports, and then you switch over to NBC to watch Marv Albert doing the sports, and I forget who was the third person, Mike Berman or somebody, but it was the three major stations. This is before Fox became a TV network, but it was either ABC, NBC, or CBS, and they usually come on at the nightly news. The sports used to come on roughly around 11:15, right halfway through the newscast. It was only 30 minutes for the late night news, and it was great. That's why I love sports so much. Listen to these guys, and
we also have the late Jerry Gerard.
Jerry Gerard, yeah.
But he wasn't on the networks. He was on a local.
Remember Bill Mazer?
Amazing, yeah. I worked. I used to work with Bill too, and I used to work with him in the mornings when I was at WEVD. But yeah, he was brilliant with sports. Sports, but then in the end, he could still always talk about sports. But in the end, he wasn't a sports anchor. When I was working with him, he was just typically news, but he would throw in sports. If anyone had any questions about sports, they call up and they'll ask him, and he had the answers right away. So, so he was diverse with that.
Bill Mazer used to have a sports show on Sunday called Sports Extra.
Sports Extra, right on Channel 5. At that time, Channel 5 in New York was owned by Metro Media.
WNEW.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, he had Sports Extra, and then he was on TV for a long time. And then he switched off to radio. But then at one time, I'm going to have to consult with his son, Arnie. Arnie's a good friend of mine. I work with Arnie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still...
Jerry Eisenberg.
Jerry Eisenberg. Yeah. All these guys, a blast from the past here.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, now these are the guys that kind of revolutionized sports announcing. Like you mentioned, amazing.
Listen, if Peter's out there, I hope Pete knows that I gave him a little lesson in sports with on TV broadcast.
Oh God. Okay, so what's set for the weekend? Are you going to be? I guess you'd be working to get things done for the holiday because people are getting ready to make trips and things like that, and airlines. Yeah. And for the people who are flying out to loved ones, remember that the airlines rates went higher.
Yeah, so even in the car is higher too.
Yeah. So I always tell them plan ahead. You know, it may be a little too late for Thanksgiving, but Christmas time, if you're going to go out flying or anything, this is the time to purchase your tickets right now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay, Brian, it's always a pleasure. And I'm glad that you came aboard. And I guess we'll catch you back here next week.
Yes, sir. Take care now.
All right, take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
Are you going to say something else?
No, just everybody just stay safe. It's the holidays, you know, it gets a little crazy, and just be safe and careful.
Okay. Take care of yourself. Have a good weekend.
Take care. You too.
Okay, that's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Always a pleasure to have him aboard with us. He just wrapped up his portion of the 2020 feature. It's not over because we have another portion of the 2020 feature in a couple of minutes from now with DJ Pete, with information on entertainment news and reciting all of the birthdays who are celebrating this week. People of notoriety all coming up. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And this is where we get together each week, have a little coffee, maybe some donuts or whatever. You know, you have to bring your own donuts and your own coffee like I do, you know, but we get it together and we have a lot of fun. We talk information and of course we get all of our particulars out of the way, but we also like to talk to you as well. If there's anything in particular you'd like to talk about, please drop in and say hello to us. And we don't bite, you know. And we have a lot of fun. It's like a family here. We're just a family of good people. So that's the way we are. We talked about earlier, before we introduced Brian, we were talking about some of the social media outlets, and particularly Twitter. I just wrapped up, when we wrapped up the conversation about Zuckerberg, so, you know, laying off 11,000 people, and of course, Elon Musk laying off people on Twitter, and then decided that, you know, he made a mistake, or he thought he made a mistake, and he welcomed them back. I don't know if these people that he laid off decided they were going to go back, and I don't even know the status of it now on whether he's going to hire or rehire or whatever it's going to be. But a lot of things are going down. A lot of things are going down. And a lot of people are talking about Twitter. I know Whoopi Goldberg is planning on, the word that I got is planning on leaving Twitter. A lot of people are planning on leaving Twitter. I'm going to hang out for a little while longer. You know, I'm going to hang out for a little while longer. I want to see how far this goes and see the direction of Twitter, where it's going to go, and to see if it's favorable for me to stick around for. But I think Whoopi made up her mind that she's going to leave Twitter. I don't know if she left it already or she's about to leave it. I'm not sure, but that's the word. The word on the street is that she's planning to leave Twitter. And so a lot of people are still there. I know a lot of people are going to stick around. I know a lot of people will be leaving it, you know, but I am going to give it a little more time. I want to see how favorable it is for me to actually make it worth my while to stick around and to enjoy the best. Now, I got to tell you, I'm not really, it's Twitter is not a outlet. It's good to express your feelings on it. Like any social media outlet is pretty good expressing your feelings on it. But Twitter, for me personally, I'm not talking about anything, I'm talking about me personally. Twitter is a thing that I don't really need it. I really don't need it. It's fun to work with. I don't use it as often as a lot of people do. And there's a lot of people who actually stay on there religiously and get out there and tweet things, you know, whether it's going to, you know, infuriate people or whatever. They're talking about, you already know they took 345/666 Beast Incarnate off, but there's the talk now is that who knows, he may return because now it's owned by someone else. But we're going to have to keep our eye on that and find out what it's going to be like, whether or not he's going to bring him back or he's just going to stick with the whole plan of saying, okay, fine, you know what? I'm not going to accept this guy. We're going to have to find out what it's going to be like later on with that. But if you have any thoughts about that, we're always open to that too. Right now, I am open to go. We just left Charlotte. Now I'm going to go over to Portland, Maine, and we're going to talk to DJ Pete because DJ Pete is out there and he's got news for us and a lot of news and entertainment. Welcome, DJ Pete.
Check. Here we go. Yes, we're on live and direct here from Portland, Maine. Hello, Frank and Brian and everybody else today. How's your morning today? How's everyone's morning today, Frank?
Oh, it's great. Listen, as long as I have this.
Yeah.
As long as I have this, I'm in good.
Got mine right here.
So while you're doing what you're doing, I'm going to shoot up.
All right. So you do that. I'm going to do the weather quickly here. I usually text it in, but I'm going to do it quickly here for Portland, Maine. For today, high temperatures are going to be, let's see, 65 degrees. Mostly cloudy. Overnight lows and rain here. Lows down to 63 in the early morning hours here, with a little bit of thunder and lightning here in Portland, Maine. And that's that on the weather. So I got about, 8, 9, 10 names here this week. And I'll start off with Glenn Frey, born November 6, 1948, American singer, guitarist, founding member of the rock band The Eagles. They had a lot of great tunes, Take It Easy, Hotel California, Heartache Tonight, many more. I'm sure everybody who grew up in that era is familiar with their music. It was a really great sound there. November 7th, 1938, Dee Clark. His first name is D.E.E. American soul singer, best known for a string of R&B and pop hits in the late 50s, early 60s, including the song Raindrops. Let's see, who else do we have here? Dorothy Dandridge, November 9th, 1922, American actress, singer, and dancer. She was the first African-American film star to be nominated to the Academy Awards for Best Actress. She did a lot of great stage work also. I see a little note here. I just wanted to mention A Day in the Races. It was a film she starred in with the Marx Brothers. And if you remember that film with the Marx Brothers, it was pretty funny film there.
I love the one she did with Harry Belafonte. She did a couple with Harry Belafonte. My favorite one that she did with him was Carmen Jones. It was like it was like kind of an opera kind of.
Yeah. Who else do we have here? November 8th, 1949, Bonnie Lynn Raitt, American blues singer and guitarist. Several hit songs like Something to Talk About, Love Sneaking Up on You. Great career in blues sound music here. I'm going to go off a little different direction here with someone not well known, but did a lot of work with a lot of great people. Billy May, November 10th, 1916. He was an American composer, trumpet player, composed a lot of film and television music for 1966, The Green Hornet, 1968, The Mod Squad.
Mhm.
The 1967 theme for Batman. Collaborated on a lot of films like Pennies from Heaven in 1981. Worked with a lot of people like Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, Emilio O'Day, Peggy Lee, Bobby Darin, Johnny Mercer, Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Prima, and the list just goes on. I don't have enough time to name all of them, but
And
yeah.
he also worked with Linda Ronstadt when Linda Ronstadt cut that album, that standard album. He was the music behind her.
And one person he worked with here, I'm looking at Stan Freberg. Stan Freberg was a comedian actor in the 40s and 50s. He did it. Christmas is coming up, and if you hear on the radio someplace Christmas Dragnet, I believe that was Stan Freberg. It was sort of a satire Dragnet Christmas play they did. What else do we have here? Okay, here's a person who he was more of a political type person in a very strange party in the UK, but also did some music work on the side. Screaming Lord Sutch, Sutch. David Edward Sutch is his proper name. He was an English musician, parliamentary candidate, founder of the official Monster Raving Loony Party. I'm not sure what that's all about. But on his music side, he worked with people like Keith Moon of The Who, Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page, Charlie Watts of the Rolling Stones, and many more there. Let's see. Oh, yes, one of my favorites, born November 11th, 1929. Dolores Laverne Baker, American R&B singer, several hit tunes, Tweedledee, Jim Dandy. Alan Freed called her the Tweedledee girl sometimes on the radio. Just on that song, Tweedledee. Here's another name, Narvel Feltz. First name Narvel, Feltz. Born November 11th, 1938. American country music and rockabilly singer. Known for his soaring tenor and voice. He had his greatest hits were in the 1970s. One of his tunes, Reconsider Me, by Narvel Feltz. And finally, Neil Young, born November 12th, 1945, Canadian-American singer, songwriter, and filmmaker. And, worked with Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young of that band, if you know who that band is. Great career by him. The list of music just goes on here, what he did. And happy Veterans Day to everybody out there. My dad was U.S. veteran, U.S. Navy, World War II. And his father was an immigrant from Greece and fought for the U.S. Army in World War I in Europe. So.
And my dad served in the United States Air Force. And as I got older, I considered going into, volunteering. At one point, I considered it. And he says, "Oh, well, you're going to go to the Air Force. Fathers want you to do what he did."
Yeah, of course.
I said, "No, I want to go to the Navy." The reason why I wanted to go to the Navy is because I had all the misgivings about the Navy. They said there was a girl in every port. So I said, "I'm going to go for that one." No.
Why not? Why not? I know. My dad was Navy, and at one point when I was young, I was thinking about going into the Air Force, and he's like, no, go Navy.
You mentioned Billy May doing the theme from Batman. You're right. You're absolutely right about it. I think he orchestrated that music, right?
I think he probably wrote it because it mentions here he wrote a lot of arrangements.
I don't know who wrote. I don't know the lyrics. I don't know who wrote the lyrics. I don't know. I know Neil Hefti was in there too. I don't know if Billy May, I think Billy May orchestrated the music, but Neil Hefti wrote the lyrics.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he stayed up all night trying to figure that one out.
Let's see if we can find something here. Here's a Batman theme. I just found some information here.
He had to stay up to write that one out.
The title song was composed by Neil Hefti.
Yeah.
Okay. American jazz trumpet player, composer, and arranger.
Yeah.
He also wrote the music for the Odd Couple movie and TV series.
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely correct.
Batman. Okay. I grew up watching that TV show.
Which one? Which one was that?
Batman.
Or Batman?
Yeah.
Who has it?
I know.
Who has it?
And it was corny. And you know what's kind of funny is you get on YouTube and the last 10 years or so, some people have like made their own version of Batman.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool of what they've done.
Yeah.
To create it in that old style in the 1960s.
Yeah.
There.
Back when I was growing up, it was the age of the superheroes. We had Batman, we had Superman, we had Flash Gordon, we had so many of them.
Oh yeah, and nowadays, you know, it's you look at Marvel movies.
Yes.
Like exploding with like they got about like 10 years or so of all these superhero movies.
Yeah.
That have come out, and it's really cool. That and just not just Marvel, but all the other film companies that have done various stuff of Batman and Superman and whatever. It's great. It's great work that they've done in the cinema.
Wow. Good. Birthdays today. Actor Leonardo DiCaprio is 48 today. The late actor Phil McKinnon, that's Nancy McKinnon's from from that sitcom. What was the name of that sitcom she was on? I know he was on Alice. Philip McKinnon was on Alice, and she was on the Facts of Life. Nancy McKinnon, Facts of Life. Well, he would have been 58 today. Actress Calissa Flockhart, who played Ally McBeal, she's 58 today. Actress Demi Moore is 60. Paul Calsil of the group The Calsils, he's 71 today. The following are no longer with us. Jonathan Winters would have been 97. Stubby K would have been 104.
My dad saw Stubby K.
Yeah.
In the live musical Guys and Dolls.
Oh, was he on stage doing that?
Yes, he was on stage doing it. He was a stage actor. I think that's what he told me. I mean, my dad was going to school in Chicago at the time, and the Broadway tour was in Chicago.
I didn't know that he was on I didn't know he did the Broadway tour, but I gotta look that up. But it's in the movie.
But I know he was in the movie.
Yeah. And actor Robert Ryan would have been 113. And this guy, Pat O'Brien, the late Pat O'Brien, who played with James Cagney, Angels with Dirty Faces. He would have been 123 years old. Those are the birthdays of today. And you have a radio show we want to talk about.
Yeah. So let me punch it up here if I can find it here. Here we go. Bang, bang. There we go. So you can find me most every other Tuesday nights on WMPG Radio. It is 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, USA and Canada. WMPG.org is the website to tune into. Also, most Mondays on radio airwaves, 8 p.m. to 10 Eastern Time. radio-airwaves.co.uk. I play all sorts of music there, and usually it's like the 1940s and 50s music, but if I don't have anything going on that week, I'll play stuff like Motown or disco or whatever.
I heard the show the other night with the Laverne Baker tribute. I heard that.
Awesome, great, yeah.
You keep them coming, keep them spinning. I mean, I don't do it anymore. I can still contribute to the music, just in a different capacity. But
sure.
You're at the table. You're right there up front. So you
and you know what's great is my broadcast radio job. It's really a volunteer thing, but I live a block from the studio.
But it's
and I can walk right over it.
Yeah, that's a lucky.
But there's a lot of people that I don't know if the person is still with us, but we've had a volunteer who would drive up from Boston to do a radio show here at our station. So
Sid Mark used to do that, come out of Philadelphia to New York to play Sinatra, Evening with Sinatra.
Oh yeah, cool.
Okay, Pete, thanks a lot.
All right, thanks for listening. I'm not sure about next week, Frank, but I'll figure it out soon. And shout out to Brian. Hope he's doing well, and everybody else watching today. Take care. Happy Veterans Day. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next time.
Likewise, take care. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get over to the movies. We got our picks of the week. Now, those of you who like those old classic movies, well, I've got them. I've got them for you. If you're having a weekend where you have that inclement weather, you know about that inclement weather, right? Well, don't worry about it. Catch up on some movies. Now, I have some that I think you're going to like, and we're going to run them down to you right now. Let's go back to 1933 with Claude Rains, The Invisible Man. That's a classic that goes back to 1933. You can catch that on Turner Classic Movies Saturday. That's tomorrow at 1:45 p.m. Eastern. All of the times I give you, everything is Eastern, so go figure. After that, you have Some Came Running from 1958. Starring Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Shirley MacLaine. And of course, that's on Turner Classic Movies too as well. That's Saturday, that's tomorrow as well at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Moving along, back to 1955, Blackboard Jungle. This is a classic. Starring Glenn Ford, Sidney Poitier is in there, Vic Morrow is in there. Remember Jamie Farr from MASH? He's in there. So that's Saturday. That's tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern on Turner Classic Movie. The Flower Drum Song, that goes back to 1961, starring Nancy Kwan. And that's a musical. Also, Jack Sue is in that movie as well. Jack Sue, if you remember him from Barney Miller, well, he's in this Flower Drum Song. And that could be caught on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Turner Classic Movies. And finally, here's something nice that everyone loves. I love it. Great movie, back in 1967. This one is in color. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, starring Spencer Tracy, Katharine Hepburn, and Sidney Poitier. And that's on Sunday as well. That's at 10:30 p.m. also on Turner Classic Movies. That's one of the great movies. One of my favorite movies by Sidney Poitier. All right, so you can check those out. Now, also you could check out other great movies, all you have to do is go on Turner Classic Movies, scroll down or scroll through the program guide. You might see other movies that I didn't mention, but these are my picks of the week, and you might want to put them down and DVR them just in case you can't watch them in real time. You can DVR all of these movies if you can't watch them in real time, and then watch them later at your own convenience. Also, while you're at it, while you're on Movie on Demand, you can watch some free movies as well. Free movies are there. You can watch them. They're great movies that date back from the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, so forth and so on. And they're free, and they're chock full of them from A to Z. Check them out. Go down the line, check it out. I know I was watching The Godfather the other day. The Godfather, right? And The Godfather 2 is there. I can tell you that right now. But there are others you can check out as well. If you like sports, you can go to some of the networks where they provide these your favorite sporting events. If you miss them, I'm pretty sure you can catch them the following day on demand. I like wrestling, and so I follow that. Other networks too, documentaries, also comedies, everything is right there. And if you like Lifetime movies, check out what's available on Lifetime. They're all right there. So let me once again do it right quick, rerun or recap what we did here with the movies. We have The Invisible Man. That's Saturday at 1:45 p.m. Eastern. Some Came Running with Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Shirley MacLaine. And that's at Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. You have Blackboard Jungle with Glenn Ford. That's Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. And The Flower Drum Song with Nancy Kwan. That's Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And finally, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? 1967 Spencer Tracy, Katharine Hepburn, and Sidney Poitier. That's all coming up Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And I hope you get a chance to enjoy some of these movies. And I think you will like them. That's going to wrap it up for me today. I hope you enjoyed the show, as I always have the time and love the time spending with you. I want you to meet me here Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we have what we call Talk Back Live. Brian Camp will be with me with sports, and we'll have all kinds of conversations together. Other than that, I will be back here next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern for more of the Coffee Hour with 2020 feature with Brian Camp and DJ P. Take care of yourself. Have a great day, a wonderful weekend, and I will catch you back here soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching the Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Coffee Hour.